Okay, so now whatever we have practiced yesterday, right? This worksheet, it is there here. Okay, so you can open the worksheet, or if you want to create you can create a new worksheet also. Hmm? So here, if you click this, right? Okay, you can see the table names what we have practiced earlier. You can see this. Okay, so these are all we can see. Yesterday we have practiced this many, right? Okay. So now I'll show you this. We have the empty table. Okay. Under DDL, okay, we have a the create, alter, truncate, and drop. Right. Okay. So we have practiced create. So we have a alter, we have a truncate, and we have a drop. Hmm? So this I will discuss whenever needed. Okay, as of now you remember this. Under DDL, okay, you will have the four commands. Okay, one is create and alter, truncate, and a drop. Okay, this is tables where you are going to create under create statement. Okay, so this is like this. And now we are going to discuss about the DML command. Hmm? DML DML command. DML command means, okay, it's a data definition language. So what is the difference?
Manipulation.
Sorry, manipulation. Right. Okay. So what is the difference between these two means? DDL always it will be worked on these commands worked on the table or view. Okay. Always it will work on the table. But this DML what it is actually this will work on the data. Okay. Data in the sense you have created a metadata. Okay, which is nothing but a table or view, whatever. DML mainly focus on the data. That you need to have some understanding on this. Okay. Under DML, we have a insert, update, delete. Hmm? So these we have insert, update, delete. So what these three does means whenever you created table, after that you have to insert the data. Okay, so that you can see your information in the table in future. So you created a table. Yes. After that, who will load the data? Right? So as of now, here we are practicing here. But in real time, there are some cases, okay, you are not going to always insert the data manually. Okay? You will be loading the data from files. You will be loading the data from tables. Okay. So like that, you will be going to practice. So here we have not discussed these three and we directly came to the DML commands. Why? Because so you need to understand first, you have to have some idea. So after creating a table, you have to do the insert. Okay. So it is a mandate. There are ways we can how we can insert the data. Okay, that we will discuss. So now we have a three ways generally three ways, okay, to load the data into a table once you create. Okay. uh, One is the manually insert the data. Okay, insert the data one is, and another one is load the data from a file, okay, and load the data from table to table. Okay, this is three steps which is used, and this will be used in real time, very rare. Okay, we use rare here actually, manual inserts. Uh, Okay, but this is regularly we use regularly in real time. Hmm? And this is also we use regularly. So why? Because so why can't we use manual inserts? Because it is very limited. Limited in the sense, generally you will not get a requirement to do every day. Hmm? Okay. And the below two things are, yes, you will be loading the data every day manually. I mean, whether it is automated, whether it is a manual, that we will discuss later. But as of now, you can load the data, okay, using three ways. Okay. This is three ways you can. Now we will be seeing the first one, okay, and then we will see others later. So to run this, what you need, because here you need a insert statement, okay, and that insert statement is very simple. How? Means now you see insert, huh? Yes, insert. Where you are inserting, in a view or table, table. Okay. And yes, you are inserting the data into a table. Yes. In which table you are inserting? Customer. Okay. Yes, you are inserting data into a tables. What are you inserting? Values. What values? Okay. Then you have to give a sequence. How you have to give a sequence? Because you have here, right? Let me take this. Okay. And I'll keep it here so that we can insert. So you have your customer table here, and how many columns are there? Customer ID, customer name, customer location, customer phone number, okay, and the customer email ID. So now you are insert, okay, into, we need to give a into, in which table you are inserting. Insert into table, customer, table name, okay, values, what values? See, nothing, it is a simple statement, you need to remember this. And if you are changing the table, you change the table here, okay, and only one table you can insert the data like this. At a time you cannot insert more than one table. It means you cannot paste the table, another table here. Okay. Whenever you do the insert statement, you can able to load only one table. Hmm? Okay. So there are ways to run parallelly, but at a time by using the one insert statement, you can insert the data into only one table. Hmm? This is very important. Insert into table, table name, values. Okay. And then what values you have here? Column ID, column name. These are the column, right? Same sequence you need to follow. How? Means customer ID 123, comma. Hmm? You need to give a comma. And customer name. For this is a string, right? So you need to give single quotations under that. Yes, I'm just giving uh, Chinna. Okay, I have given a name and customer location. Okay, this is also varchar. It means, okay, this is, I'm giving Rajmoli. Hmm? And then, okay, what is we have? I have given column 1 customer ID, column 2 customer name, column 3 Rajoli, and the location, it is done, and phone number we have. Phone number, it is a number, right? So now I'm giving double, uh, okay, double nine, 1 2 3 4. something like this I have given. And then customer Gmail ID. That also it includes special characters and everything, right? abc@gmail.com. Okay. And then we don't have nothing. So I'm just closing this. So now you see I have 1, 2, 3 for customer ID, Chinna, customer name, Rajoli, location, and mobile number, okay, phone number, email address. So we have to give a sequence. So now you can execute this so that it will insert the data into the customer table. This is the one way to insert the data. Hmm? Now we will execute this. Expect table. Hmm. Insert table. You don't need to give a table name. Okay, I'm removing. Insert into table name values. This is the right syntax. See, sometimes even I also forget. So this is the syntax. Insert into customer values. Number of rows inserted 1. Now we'll see customer table whether the data is inserted or not. Let's yes, you see customer ID 1, 2, 3, customer name Chinna, customer location, and customer like this. So for example, now this is one way. Hmm? For example, you don't know some of the columns. You don't know his email ID. For example, even that guy does not have a another guy does not have a email ID. At that time, what we need to do? Then 1, 2, 4, okay, and Ramu, okay, Rajoli, phone number is okay, fine. We don't know. At that time, what we can do, just you need to go, okay, null. And in middle also, for example, you don't know his location, for example. Then you can give just null. But sequences should follow. So 1, 2, 4, Ramu, null, and phone number and null. If you know the value, you can give. Otherwise, you can give the null so that it will follow the sequence. Otherwise, it will fail your query. Okay, you just try. Hmm? Now you see. Hmm. Okay, this is I copy pasted right. I will remove there. One more record got inserted. Total 2 records we will have. See, customer location null and customer email address is null because we don't know. So like this we can give the sequence. Okay. For example, here what is happening? We have inserted the data with all columns and we have inserted the data with some of the columns are blank. So that is okay. Now we have only 5 columns, right? We have a 5 columns. So we are easily updating. For example, I have some 100 columns. For example, at that time, what to do? Shall I give a null or something? So what we can do another way is, okay, the syntax is very important. Okay, maybe sometimes someone may use like this. Hmm? So this is one more syntax. Insert into customer, hmm? And then all column names you need to give here, which are required. If you uh, and close it and give a values and enter the value. Okay, so you can give, I'm just what I will do, I will update this. Huh? Yeah, like this. Now you see what additional we have done. Here directly we have given a values, and here what we are doing, we are adding a columns. After the table name, we are mentioning these many columns I have in sequence I have given. So now what I will do, I will update 1 to 4. hmm, Kumar, okay, Bangalore, 5. I have a XYZ email ID. Okay. Now I will insert the data. Okay. This is one way to insert the data. This is very important to know how many ways we can insert the data into a tables. Okay. Now we insert the data. Now let's see. See, data was inserted. Okay. Now this is fine, but it is also simple, right? When compared to this, okay, this is very simple. This is simple. Directly we can insert the values. But why we have given here is because there is a advanced uh, difference we have when compared to in this way. Okay, so here you have a nulls, right? And wherever you have a null, you don't require to give a null. Directly what you do, you can give only required columns. Customer ID, customer name, customer location, customer phone number you have here, right? So what I will do now, I will remove, okay, customer location, because I don't have a value for customer location, and I don't know phone number also. Okay, for example. Hmm? Now only I have a three columns. What are three columns? Customer ID, customer name, customer email ID. So now we can give 126 customer ID. Okay, Durga and Bangalore customer email ID. Yeah. Oh, we don't have that also. Just and XYZ, for example. So now you see the advantage is required columns we have given, and a similar sequence we have given the value. So this is the advance when compared to previous. So you no need to give in, generally you no need to give all values, or wherever you don't have a value, no need to give a null. So you can give the column names and give respective values. That is the advantage we have when you are using the columns after the table. So now you see data was inserted. Now you can select the query. Okay. Now you see phone number you don't know, and customer location you don't know. You have a Gmail ID and this. And this syntax is having one more ad- advantage is, okay, you can give a customer name first, okay, and you can give a customer ID at the end. Like that also you can give, but you need to give a similarly here value also. Okay, so now, okay, banking and Gmail ID and then phone number. Oh, sorry, customer ID 1 to 7. So if you give us in sequence order also, what it does internally, how it does based on the column name, the values will be inserted. Now you see, I have given the sequence order mismatch. Okay, but I am trying to load the data. What is happening? It will load the data exactly as table structure. Okay, you see, this advantage we have. Hmm. You see, 1 to 7, name is Venki and XYZ email ID. So this many ways we can insert the data into a table. Like this you need to practice. Okay, you got it? Hello. Any questions here?
No, that's clear.
In if the real time project, okay, and if it's existing project and you join into the team, okay, if there is any control table entries, okay, you can see these many ways like this. Maybe someone directly inserting the values, maybe someone giving the syntax like this, or maybe someone giving the syntax like this. You no need to you know confused, so that okay, I don't know the syntax how they have inserted, whether it will work or not. So kind of questions you should not have. So that is the reason I am showing you everything here, so that you should have a clear understanding on the inserting the data into the table when in case if it is needed. So when this kind of activity we will do it in real time, that is important now. Okay, so when we will do this kind of activity, this kind of activity we will do in case if we have any uh, control table entries, if we have any edit kind of tables, editing kind of tables, in case if you have any job status tables, at that time you will be updating, you will be writing the query like this. Okay, so in real time how we can call this as a dynamic, because it is always will be, we will be loading as a dynamic. So how we will do? Okay, so just I will show you how we will do as a dynamic, and you know directly what we do in this area, in this steps. Generally I'll show you this what we do actually. Okay, like this we will have, right? I will give the respective column name here. Okay, so for example customer ID. This customer ID is parameterized. Okay, so we'll give something like this in customer ID means input, and here also we will not give directly the values here. In underscore customer name, something like this we will give, so that whenever the job execute at that time the value will be parameterized and it will insert the value here. Okay, so if the value is available, the value will be inserted. If the value is empty, then the column will be empty. So like this we can we will see. Okay, so whether you use ADF, whether you use DBT, whether you use Python, okay, whenever you do any kind of programming language or stored procedures, in case if you have any such kind of requirement to insert the values like editing or job status or any control table, so we need to do like this. So you need to remember this. This is very very important. Okay, so these many ways we will insert the data into the tables. Got it? And we have two more ways, right? One is load the data from table to table, and load the data from file. Now I'll show you how we will load the data from table to table. This is very important also. Hmm? Okay, so here we have a two ways to insert the data. Here we have a two ways to insert the data. Okay, how? One is using the create table, okay, and using the insert into table. So these two ways we can insert the table. Now what I will do, I will show you without without first creating the table how we can insert the data using the create command. How we can, now you have a data inside this table, am I correct? We have a data inside this, correct? So how many records are there totally? So 5 records are there. Now without using like this, okay, what I will do, I'll create a table and as well as I will load the data. How? Means the syntax is very simple. Okay, I'll show you here and then we will copy paste. So now you see create table, okay, table name. So mine is, I have already customer I have, right? What I will do, I'll give some temporary table. So you are mentioning create command here, right? Create table customer temp. At that time, what you need to do, you need to give as, because this as it will identify from the source table. Okay, create table name. Okay, and then okay, select. If you want all columns, give simple select star from customer. If you want all columns, if you want a specific column, yes, you can do like that also. We will see. So now what I'm showing you here is create table name as select star from customer, means you are referring the data and data type and column names from the customer table. So what it does, first it will create a table and then the data also will be copied. This is one way. So we have seen by using the insert statement, we have inserted the data manually. Now you see, I'm not manually inserting. I'm just create using the create statement to copy the data from another table. So like this, you can use the syntax, very simple syntax. Create table name as select star from customer. This is my source table query. So if you see select star from table means what? It will show you the data, correct? It will retrieve the data from table, correct? So already we have seen here. And what it is, whatever the data we have in this table, it will display. And what you are referring here, create table customer temp and then as you are giving, right? So what it does, whatever the data table structure, column names and data, it will copy paste in the above table. So this syntax is very useful, and this kind of syntax we will use in real time. 100% we use this kind of syntax. I told you, right? So maybe here we are using just 10 columns or 15 columns or 5 columns, but in real time in the same customer table you can see 20 30 columns, and a fact table maybe you can say 400 500, sometimes 1000 columns also. Okay, just the syntax is very important, not the columns. Let it be column. In one table, you will have 5 columns. In one table, you will have sometimes one column. In some tables, you will have 100 columns. Okay, you no need to worry about that. Hmm? You have to see the syntax, how whether I'm correctly writing or not. Hmm. So now you see, I'm just creating a table. So table customer temp successfully created. Now you see, select star from this table now. See the data as it is copy pasted. So in real time, what we call, sometimes we, and I mean, not sometimes, even if someone asks you, they take the backup of the table, means it is the same like this. Only what we do, we will give BKP and 2025 05 26, like this we will give. If someone asks you to take the backup of the table, means you have to prepare like this: create table name BKP and the date, okay, and the table. This is the taking the backup. Maybe Sharda might have heard like this. Okay. Hmm. See, this is the backup table you created, and this backup table is used for the reference. Okay, in future, or what you do, if there is any changes happen, you can override the data from the backup table also sometimes. So this is the syntax to take the to insert the backup. I mean to generally to take the backup. Hmm? Okay, so this is how we need to practice. So there is one more way I mentioned here, right? Two ways. One is by using the create table and by using the insert table. So you need to practice. Syntax is very important. Whenever if I ask you, right, you know, you have to write a proper syntax. So that syntax you need to practice. So this is one thing. Hmm? Okay, and let me paste this also for you so that it will help you for reference. And see, don't practice whatever I have given here. Okay, you have to practice with your own. Okay, whenever you think your own and if you practice, then only you can able to remember all the queries easily. Hmm? Okay, so that is what. Let me process.